thank you for being here. This is an auspicious day for us. We've been waiting for this beautiful facility for a long time. One of the things we tell people about the Department of Veterans Affairs is we're not an episodic kind of care situation. We take our veterans and form a relationship with them from before they need us, as they need us, and right up to the end of their lives, and that's what this is about. We wanted a facility that honors that, and this is going to do it. When we get through this, feel free to tour around, take a look. You'll see it's beautiful, and I think it honors the service our veterans have given us, and this is going to be a wonderful place for them to be and for us to care for them. So thank you all for being here. I'm always reluctant to start recognizing individuals because I hate to leave anyone out, and you've all been so wonderful. But a few people I do want to recognize. We've got Commissioner Mike Roby, who's the new Georgia Department of Veterans Service State Commissioner, and he made the trip. You can imagine everything he's got going on, but he made this a point to come here. We really appreciate that. We've got Brenda Smith, who's acting for our network director. A lot of our VSO friends, VSOs, would you please raise your hand so we can at least acknowledge you collectively? I know we got state commanders here. Thank you. And all of you for coming out here. We really, truly appreciate it. It's wonderful to have you here and help us celebrate this. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn it over to my director, Miss Mary Alice Morrow, who'll say a few things quickly because she's good at that. She believes in being brief, being brilliant, and being gone, and I agree with that. So what we'll do is we'll do that. We'll have our ribbon cutting, get a photo op real quick, and then we'll go back in here in the air conditioning and eat and tour the facility, and we want you to relax and stay as long as you want to. But thank you all for coming. Ms. Morrow?
Thanks, Dr. Jordan. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for this wonderful turnout. We also have members from our congressional staff representatives here. We have our own staff. We have our community partners. We have hospice. Our fellow hospice organizations within the community have also come here to welcome us. So thank you so much. We have our veterans. We have our staff. We have our patients. We have people here whose loved one has gone through our hospice program, not in this gorgeous facility, but certainly through that service, which is such a wonderful service that we can deliver as our veterans are facing the end of life. It provides a serene environment, tranquility, and peace not only to the veteran but to their families. And this unit is designed to be family-centered, so that not only the veterans here, but if they want to bring all of their loved ones, we've got living rooms, dining rooms, large rooms where the spouse can stay overnight. It is a family-centered care unit that really helps, I think, the transition as our veterans face the end of life. So with that, thank you so much for being here. I do want to recognize Brenda Schmitz from the VISN, who's here also. It's important, I think, that we know that our VISN supports us in everything that we do here. We wouldn't have this building here if not for their assistance and dedication, because they help us get the contracting and the money to erect such a beautiful facility. So thank you, Brenda. You're welcome. Do you want to say anything?
I'm honored to be here on behalf of our interim network director, Tom Smith. He apologizes that he couldn't make it here today. But my normal day job is network CFO, and I see a lot of the resources, a lot of things are on paper, but I enjoy seeing it come to fruition. So I'm very happy to be here today and share with this opening. So thank you.
Hey, I love football seats. Me too! And I love this Jeep. Is your mama gonna buy it? Yeah. Lucky! My mama says when I turn 16, this baby's gonna be mine and it's still under warranty. What's a warranty? I don't know, but quit asking me questions and let's go to the game. Yeah! Let's go to the game!
Okay, I have with me Mike Osteen, and you are the commander of the VFW here in the state of Georgia, and what a great day in Dublin, isn't it?
It is a great day. The heat, the humidity is down. It's almost like an Indian summer.
Well, you're from Willacoochee, so you ought to be used to this.
I am. Of course, I live way below the gnat line, so we've got our share of Georgia gnats.
Yeah, I met a gentleman just came here from Wyoming, so he's not used to the humidity yet, but you and I are pretty well used to it.
We are, and it don't take long. He'll get used to it as well, or he'll go back to Wyoming.
That's right. How does it make you feel when you come see this hospice unit and what they're doing here at the VA hospital?
I think it is a great addition. I've been coming back and forth here to the hospital for several years now. I think your new administrator, Mary Alice Moore, Dr. Moore, I think she's doing an absolute tremendous job. She waded right in and got a large tasking. And I love this new facility. It's going to be a great addition to the complex here.
And you know, throughout the country, we see all the negative news about VA hospitals, but our VA hospital here in Dublin, and nobody's perfect. With that said, we have a great Veterans Administration hospital in Dublin.
I agree. I think that the hospitals in and around the Department of Georgia have fared well. It's sad to see the ugly news and the blemishes and some of the things that have come to light, but it's all about veterans care.
Yes.
And I've told several groups of individuals that you know, our organization is becoming more and more politically active, because everything that affects veterans and active duty military begins and ends on Capitol Hill. And as I understand, tomorrow Congressman Rick Allen is going to make a tour of the facility, and we've already met with him several times, and that's been our push and our drive. It's, you know, I tell everybody politicians deal with two things: numbers and money. And we can't help much with the money, but veterans do vote, one of the largest, and we're pushing for that direction, because this, you know, this facility here, you can't do what you need to do without a sufficient budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so.
And we serve 52 counties with this particular VA hospital, but in the state of Georgia, how many veterans do the VA hospital serve?
I don't know how many the VA hospital serves. The latest figures I've received, though, is that state of Georgia, there are about 800,000 veterans in the state, and they're all eligible to come to the VA hospital. Some of them choose not to, but those that do, and of course there's a lot of issue. That's a large caseload for anybody, and some more worse than others. I myself go to the VA hospital. I use the one primarily down at Lake City, because that's just, you know, that's where my records went to, so I head that direction.
Tell me about the VFW. What's your main purpose?
Our main purpose is to, you know, to look after veterans. That's, you know, our national logo, our national motto is "No one does more for veterans." And we have veteran service officers, you know, throughout the state that are assigned to the individual VA hospitals, that sit on the boards and the panels and see what they need. Sometimes the VA hospital needs little items. You know, we're always providing things, you know, bringing up, having, you know, simple things like socks and t-shirts and underwear for the in-house patients that sometimes can't afford them, and you know, so we're always doing whatever we can do to help sponsor that. But, you know, and that's our primary goal.
Yeah. And when somebody's out here quite a bit, it's those little things that mean so much to these veterans. Coming and picking them up and taking them to a church meeting, or bringing them a pair of pajamas, or just like you said, toiletries, or stuff like that, or just talking.
Coming in on a Sunday and playing bingo and bringing snacks and things like that, you know, because, you know, we don't like to hear about it, but unfortunately there are elderly veterans that get into these facilities and have no family left, have no visitors, and that's a pretty lonely life, you know. So we come in and try to, you know, lift their spirits and meet them and talk with them and just have a good visit.
And from the layman's side, what a great history lesson.
Yes,
all
sir.
The stories, and you know the stories.
Oh, yes, sir.
That are in not just this VA, but all
yes,
throughout
sir.
our country.
Yes, sir.
The true heroes of our land.
Exactly right. I mean, that's one of the things that I enjoy. This organization, VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, was founded in 1899. You know, so that's quite a few years back, but we've always looked out for veterans. I know several years ago, some of the first people that I met at state meetings, one of them, you know, come to find out, was a lady that was Dwight Eisenhower's administrative assistant during World War II. She typed up the invasion orders for Operation Overlord going in on D-Day. And she said she had to keep that secret for 50 years. And she was a pure delight and a member of our organization.
Yeah, just one of those stories.
Just one of those neat, you know, stories that comes down to reality. Right now in the state of Georgia, the VFW holds a really unique position. We have two individuals in the Department of Georgia that made it all the way to national commander of this organization. And the first one was a gentleman named Bulldog Smith out of Toccoa, Georgia, and he was national commander 1976, 1977. and the other one was John Gwizdak, and he was national commander in 2000, 2001. Bulldog Smith is in his 90s.
Wow.
He is still active, probably the oldest, most active national commander we've got, and we're proud to have him. The other unique position we hold is that we've got the youngest post commander in the world. We got a young man, 22 years of age, that's post commander in Soperton, Georgia. So, you know, we're always looking for membership and trying to do the right thing for veterans.
Great. I'd hate to run into that bulldog on the battlefield. Just his name alone will scare you to death. I had happened to watch, there's about a 45-minute video of the history of the VFW. And all of a sudden there was a sequence in there along about 1976, 77. Congress was going to make the Senate Armed Services Committee a subcommittee up under somebody else. And all of a sudden in that little news video, it says, and then Bulldog Smith from National Commander, and his companions made their assault on Capitol Hill and stopped it. And that's why the Senate Armed Services Committee is still its own self-standing committee this day. And then I happened to meet him a couple months later, and I said, wow, I just saw you in a history film, and I said, that was pretty unique to me. And you see, folks, these are, you just shared another great story with us, but these are the kind of stories when you come out and visit these people at the VA that you can be a part of, and they are a dying breed of people.
That's exactly right. Active duty military makes up less than 1% of our population. 300 million people plus in this country, and we're all living the free life thanks to that less than 1%. And the veterans, I mean, from all wars, we still do a lot of good things. I've been to 2 internment funerals in the last year, of World War II veterans. The most recent one came home from Tunisia out of North Africa, that his remains had finally been recovered. And that's another mission that we have that a lot of people don't know about. So, we're looking. And right here in Dublin, everybody can look for it coming soon. We're looking to establish a VFW post right here in Dublin this year.
Great.
Okay, so.
Thank you very much. Thank you for what you do for our community, for our country, and we thank you for your service.
Come try this year's competition-winning ribs at Sonny's BBQ. Thick, meaty ribs we hand-season, sauce, and smoke for hours. Served with 2 sides and bread, just $13.99 for a limited time. Sonny's BBQ. Local pit masters since '68.
Now I have with me Mike Roby. You are with the Georgia State Department of Veterans Services here in Georgia. You are the commissioner.
Correct. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
And first of all, thank you for being here today.
Well, it's my honor and a privilege to be here.
How does it make you feel out here? We were cutting the ribbon just a few moments ago, and we have watched this hospice house be built over the last few years, but we know how it makes us feel. But when you actually see it all come together, and
yes,
the lady mentioned earlier, y'all see a lot of things on paper, but when you see it come to fruition, how does it make you feel?
It's a great honor. It's very humbling, and it's just a great thing to see. It's long overdue. We need more of them, and it's just a joy. I'm just so happy and delighted to see it.
And I told you off camera a moment ago, we love our VA hospital here in Lawrence County. It serves 52 counties throughout the state of Georgia. And we're proud of not only the jobs here, but the job they do for our veterans. And as someone who's here all the time, I'll have to tell you, for your report, we have a great VA hospital.
You do. We're very proud of it. You've got a great new director who's doing great things. We have a state office located inside here in the hospital that help veterans, and we want to work together. We will continue to work as a team to help all of our veterans here in Georgia.
And as commissioner, what's your primary job?
My primary job is to see the overall operation, the day-to-day of our department. That consists of, we have 152 personnel assigned to our department. We have 52 field offices located here in Georgia that span from Blairsville down to St. Mary's, Georgia. We have 2 veterans war homes, one at Milledgeville and one in Augusta. We have 2 cemeteries, one in Milledgeville and one in Hinesville. And the purpose here is to assist the 754,000 veterans that we have here in Georgia for filing for what benefits that they may be entitled to, from burial to education to a VA claim. That's what we do.
That's a lot of veterans, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It most certainly is, sir. Yes, sir.
An overwhelming job, but out of all your daily duties, what's your favorite part of this job?
Is assisting veterans. That is my passion. I'm a retired sergeant major. I spent 22 years in the United States Army, and just to see that veteran file for his or her benefits that they may be entitled to. That's to me, that's why we're here. That's our purpose.
And I can tell you really mean that.
I
Just
most
the proud
certainly
look
do.
on your face.
Yes, sir.
And not only serving our country, but being able to serve our veterans. That's got to feel good.
Yes, sir. Most certainly is, sir.
I got to ask you about your lapel pin there. I see the American flag with the Christian flag.
Correct. Yes,
with
sir.
the cross in it.
Correct.
Tell me why you wear that.
I wear that because I am a Christian. I'm proud of my faith. I stand by it. I thank the good Lord for even allowing me, to do what I do. And I feel very strong about that.
And I had to ask you, I saw when you come in early, Christians, we Christian people, we walk a little different, we act a little different, and we should stand out from the world, and you definitely stand out.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I appreciate your witness.
Thank you, sir. Yes,
and,
sir.
Thank you for being here today,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you for your service.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I've lassoed our administrator over here. You saw me talking to the VFW and the Georgia Department of Veteran Affairs Commissioner. What a great day.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled. We are so happy to finally have this facility ready to open and bring our first veterans to care for them here in a very healing, beautiful, tranquil environment.
And I think our viewers have been watching the last few moments and seeing how special our VA hospital is. We've talked off camera, but growing up here and being able to see, a lot of them have been going on to be with the Lord now, but to see how we serve not only the VA hospital, but our community.
Right.
And I know you've seen that since you've been here.
Right. And I think that partnership is really part of why we are successful. It's a wonderful partnership, and it certainly made me feel welcome. And I think without the support that we get from the community, we would not be able to serve the veterans to the degree that we do.
With all the tasks you have every day, what is the very most favorite thing you do every day?
I go to our units and I visit our veterans.
Yeah.
Love it. And it's living history. I mean, they have some wonderful stories, and they just reinforce why I made the decision to come here.
And I told our viewers earlier, talking to the VFW commander, so many stories, so much history.
Yeah.
And I encourage people, I encourage you to come out. I'm out here quite a bit, as you know, but
Yeah.
You just walk down the halls in awe, I do.
Yeah.
Thinking and visiting and seeing and
Yeah.
so many stories.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful.
And I love seeing our female veterans and our young veterans, who are the veterans that I grew up and trained with in the service. They're the people that I've served on in uniform, and now I'm serving in the VA, and that's a wonderful continuation for me as a nurse and as a healthcare administrator.
Tell our viewers about your service.
29 years in the Navy. Started out, just as a staff nurse, and lived around the world. Had an absolutely wonderful time, and just a variety of experiences. And I call myself a jack of all trades, and I've really done a little bit of everything there is to do in nursing. And then, ended up, as I got more senior in rank and time, ended up more administrative, and enjoyed that. I like that because while I'm not at the bedside anymore, I feel like I'm helping and developing and coaching those that are at the bedside. So it's sort of that continues the cycle of healthcare. And I love to watch new doctors, new nurses, new administrators develop, get their feet on the ground, and then just take off. Very rewarding.
Two-part question. When you got the call to come to Dublin to be the administrator, what was your first thoughts, and had you ever heard of Dublin?
Well, I had heard of it because I was trying to get to this region. I do like the southeast of the United States, and had been interested in tracking it since I retired, and so I knew it was a possibility. You never necessarily, on your dream sheet in the military, you don't always get your first choice. Would I say this was my first choice? Not necessarily, but I wanted to work in the VA, and this was the first opportunity I had to do that, so I'm very happy that it worked out.
And when you met your first Nats, what did you think of that?
Here we go again. Same thing, different word. We had the same thing in the military. We called them a different name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll leave that off.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, first of all. We appreciate what you do for our VA here, and you have an open door policy. I'll have to say, every time I stick my head in to speak to you, you don't run me off. You always make me feel welcome.
Right.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.